Hi everybody, welcome and thank you for returning. I apologize for no video yesterday. The woman my daughter took care of the past, say, 3 weeks, passed away yesterday morning, so we both needed to help out getting the necessary done. Someone also needed to stay with her 83-year-old husband while paperwork was sorted out. So that was my job, as I'm not good with the other stuff. I could never have done anything in the medical field. It is not in my blood or my heart. Where my daughter got that strength and compassion, I have no idea. It must have been somewhere in her ancestors. Anyway, guys, let's move on to today's topic, or rather topics. Let me start off with Hurricane Milton. I'm sure that not many caught in the storm, or even those who evacuated, are actually listening to me today. I'm following the progress more or less every hour on the hour, and my heart hurts for those who stayed behind and those who have homes in the areas most affected by the hurricane. For those in other countries, the storm's eye wall began to move onshore near Tampa. By now, millions, they say approximately 3 million people, are without power. The first deaths have been announced, and the MLB stadium had been damaged, as has the Tropicana field in St. Petersburg. The storm made landfall as a Category 3 with wind speeds at about 120 kilometers per hour. By now it has lost a little bit of power to a downgrade of about Category 2, which means still a wind speed of about 102 kilometers per hour. Now, here in South Africa, we don't really know hurricanes or tropical storms like that. We get many hurricanes, which we call twirlies, and that's about it. We do get floods, though, but nothing compared to this. When I look at how many of my subscribers are actually from the United States, my heart sinks, because I do not know how many of you are actually in Florida. So I would appreciate it if you guys could please give me some kind of update when you can. And if you had a personal experience, or in a couple of days you return to your home, if you can let me know exactly what kind of damage you had, etc., etc. I'm really interested, and I'm really praying very hard for you guys. Any case, I will go through my comment section tonight and again tomorrow morning. And those who wish to email me in the next few days, you can do so at bookwormonthecase@gmail.com. Okay, so on to the royals. I see Harry is back in the United States, and still no word as to what he did these last few days or where he was. Yet another incident where Harry managed to move about undetected and in absolute peace. No paparazzi around, totally incognito and undisturbed. Maybe one day Harry will realize that since he left the royal family, he is no longer that important. And secondly, that say 7 out of 10 times that they were inundated with paparazzi was because his wife called them and let them know where they were going to be. I mean, someone should point out to Harry that their comings and goings are no longer published in advance in the court circular. So the only way paparazzi could know where they would pop up would be if someone tipped them off. I mean, really, wake up, old Harry. Anyway, guys, there's a very good reason why I seldom jump on the bandwagon of certain things. You know, the more salacious, shall we say, the more attention-grabbing type of news and speculation. And the reason for it is, number one, Meghan and Harry are bad enough. We do not have to fabricate or turn our feelings and guesswork into stories. And number two, when we do, and it turns out later that we were wrong, then we look like fools and liars and as bad as Harry and Meghan or the Sussex squad. Well, I've seen numerous stories about Meghan not having been invited to the Children's Hospital Los Angeles event, that she snuck in just for the photographs, etc., etc. Well, something did not make sense to me. I mean, I would not put it past Meghan to pull such a stunt. But there are certain behaviors in the other people which did not fully align with the stories. So finally, now that the event is nearly old news, I finally got the answer. No, my dears, Meghan did not, and I mean not, gate crash the event. She was invited to the Children's Hospital Los Angeles gala by the president and CEO, Paul Viviano. How or who she arrived with, I don't know. I did not ask, but she was indeed invited due to her previous interaction with the hospital. Like, for instance, on March the 21st, when she visited the hospital for a literary healing session hosted by the hospital. Remember those photographs we saw of her reading stories to the children? Well, that is exactly what I'm talking about. And that was indeed at the Children's Hospital in Los Angeles. But yes, Meghan did leave early, and the person I spoke to, who is just an administration official or administrative official, well, she was not sure why Meghan left early. No one said why, and no excuses were made on Meghan's behalf. The person guessed that it was because she was alone and Harry was not with her. Maybe she felt awkward, or maybe she was afraid of gossip. Her friend Kelly was indeed there with her husband. So maybe Meghan felt like a fifth wheel. I don't know. And neither does this lady. Okay, I was not going to tell this very nice woman that maybe Meghan left early to draw attention and leave us speculating for days and to keep her name in the news for longer. Or, maybe she just wasn't interested and just accepted the invitation for the photo opportunity. I mean, who knows? But, this lady was kind enough to at least answer one or two questions, so I wasn't going to give her my opinion, okay? She's a complete stranger, and as I said, kind enough to at least speak to me. So, I mean, who knows? It is indeed a fact, however, that Meghan was invited by Mr. Viviano. She did not gate crash, okay? Anyway, so I want to chat a little about the other royals. I see Buckingham Palace released a statement saying that King Charles III has cancelled and will not attend the upcoming COP29 climate conference in Azerbaijan on November the 11th. The cancellation is indeed related to his ongoing cancer treatment, and that was all that Buckingham Palace would offer as reason for the cancellation. Have you guys been following Prince Edward and Sophie in Malta? Edward and Sophie were in Malta. I think they're on their way back for a 4-day visit to commemorate the 60th anniversary of its independence. Now, other than the fact that I absolutely loved Sophie's clothing on this tour, I think that it was so sweet of Edward to retrace his parents' footsteps in Malta, even to the point where he and Sophie were photographed on the same balcony as his parents. The late Queen and Prince Philip lived in Malta as newlyweds while Prince Philip served with the Royal Navy's Mediterranean Fleet. The Queen and Prince Philip's former home in Malta, Villa Gardamangia, is currently being restored by the Maltese government. The last time the Queen returned to Malta was in 2015 for a Commonwealth Head of State meeting. Anyway, guys, having been otherwise engaged yesterday, I have not done a lot of work, reading or research. So I would rather be back tomorrow with something new and interesting. So, my dears, until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.